Now is a good time to share why the proposed county stadium site, which included some of my land holdings, was so special to me. Back in the late 1920s and up into the early 40s, my oil business partner was Claude Hamill. Claude was the son of Curtis Hamill, one of the three Hamill brothers who untapped the famous spindletop gusher, which launched the Texas oil boom and helped usher in the modern oil and gas age. Claude and I had spent years drilling in and around Texas, chasing oil with more grit than bankroll. By the early 1930s, we'd seen strikes from our holdings in East Texas, as well as busts, and more than a few dry holes. But one field always stuck out to us, and that was Pierce Junction, often called Houston's backyard oil field because it sat just about 8 miles southwest of downtown. Pierce Junction was the most similar salt dome oil field in our area, both in composition and formation, to Spindletop, near Beaumont, and our fellow Houstonians, Hugh Roy Cullen and Glenn McCarthy, had made big strikes and legendary fortunes there in 1921 and 1929. Claude and I decided we'd take our shot at it. We rolled up on the west flank of Pierce Junction, hoping a little luck might tip the scales. But what happened on a Thursday morning, August 23, 1934, to one of our 7 leases, put us straight on the front page of the local newspapers. The Hamill and Smith #1 Bender, as we named it, blew wild, a true gasser, roaring up at 3,200 feet and blasting out 30 million cubic feet of gas unchecked, painting the surrounding tanks and derricks a salmon color for 1,000 feet around as it let go. Old pumpers adjacent to our well, which had sat dormant for many years, suddenly started flowing oil and making gas, astonishing our fellow oilmen. The roar of the wild gasser was so great that conversation was impossible within a 90-foot radius. The ground trembled under our boots and craters formed around old pumpers. This was certainly no average strike. A friction-induced spark, a cigarette, a lighted match could have instantly turned the field into an uncontrolled inferno. When the column of sand and gas fired out through the 3,200 feet of 10-inch surface pipe we had used in our drilling test, we thanked luck nothing had sparked. Otherwise, Houston might have lost more than just another well. Oilfield firefighters from H.L. Patton scrambled to tame the blowout, and the nearby wells were choked off by the gas. We immediately made frantic precautions to save equipment, tools, and stores of oil in the event of such a fire. Workmen were sent down highways on all sides to warn motorists to detour around the field, which was bisected by a major highway. No smoking warnings were posted and rigidly observed. Over the following days, thousands drove to the field to watch the huge column of gas continue to spout from the hole. Ours was the 3rd gasser found in that northwest part of the field. It took 7 days to finally cap the well, which we used for its natural gas output. Only a few weeks later, another well we drilled there did produce the oil output we had sought. Years later, when the county needed a spot for its new stadium, they picked what by then was my own Pierce Junction tract. So the same ground where Claude and I gambled for oil is where the city built its future. That's how a Wildcat well ultimately turned into a place for championship ball and Houston pride, from roughnecks to roaring crowds, all on a patch of land that made Houston an oil history.